Alright friends, I'm doing things a little differently this week. Instead of the normal blog post, I'm coming to you with a video because I thought that this would be an easier way to address a really big but very important topic. So today's video is all about 4 ways that you should step into the role of CEO no matter how long you've been in business. I think that this is really important to do whether you have filed for a business, whether you're thinking of starting a business, or whether you've been in business for 1 year or 5 years. I think that this is equally important no matter where you are in your journey. So today I'm going to break down the 4 ways to step into the role of CEO. So number 1 is really honing in on your vision. So this is like a very broad term sense. Like a mission, people are like, oh, should you have a mission statement? Like, yes, no, like you really need one, you don't need one. I think regardless of if you have a very clear-cut mission statement, I think you have to have a kind of like a higher level understanding of where you want to take your business. So where do you see yourself 1 year from now? Where do you see yourself 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now? And there's a couple of different ways that I like to break the vision down. So number 1, I always think of vision both in terms of like what you're doing for your business, but also what your life looks like. I feel like neither of the two can really exist without another. So like how you're doing in your personal life is definitely going to affect how you're doing in business. How you're doing in business is going to affect your personal life. I think that as a solopreneur and a creative entrepreneur, they are very entwined. So it's important to think through both of them when you're thinking about your long-term vision. So things that you want to think through are obviously like, 1, what do you want to accomplish within 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? What is the type of person that you want to be? What type of business owner do you want to be? What things are important to you? What do you value? Do you value time? Do you value like your creative outlet? What is it that you value most, and how are you going to protect that? And how do you see yourself having what you value as a part of your business within those 4 benchmarks of years? Another thing that I always think through is, what is the type of person that I want to be? Do I want to be an educator in the space? Do I want to be a mentor in the space? Like, where do you see yourself going? What do you see yourself doing? What is the type of work and stuff that you want to do 3 years from now that is going to ultimately fulfill you? This is really important because I think having a vision helps you stay really focused. As you guys probably know, in this day and age, there's so much information that's thrown at us. You can hop on Instagram just to like scroll through and get an ad for like, oh, you should be beefing up like your Pinterest profile, or this is what you should do to start an email list. And it can be very easy to get really overwhelmed. I think having a very clear-cut vision is helpful in helping you kind of stay in your lane. If you see a friend celebrating the launch of a workshop or something, you can be there for them. You can congratulate them, like really help celebrate them, but not feel like you are running behind or like you're way behind everybody else. If you have your clear-cut vision and you're taking steps every day or every week, even every single month to get towards where you want to be in the long run, I think it's a lot easier to stay focused that way and ultimately be a little bit happier because you're not constantly comparing yourself to other people. I think everyone takes a really different business journey, and I think that your business journey is meant for you. So it's very easy to get distracted by everything that's going on, but I really would recommend you sit down, carve out some time, really think through what do you want to do for your business for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years down the road. And as you go about like business day to day, like every single week, use that overall vision to kind of guide what you're doing every single week. Let it be your filter for what type of projects you take on and what work you do. And hopefully that'll help lead you to go where you actually want to go, rather than like running the hamster wheel and realizing like 3 years down the road that you're doing something completely different than what you wanted to be doing. So that's the number 1 way. Number 2 is really building your business around your unique personality. People call this like your unique value proposition. So what you do and how you do it differently than everyone else. I think that statement can be really big and kind of hard to figure out. Like, well, I'm a photographer, I have all the same gear, I have a really similar like wedding experience to other people. I think that an easy way to kind of like step into your UVP or figure out what it is to really think through like, what are your personality traits? I'm talking like past the Enneagram or past Myers-Briggs. What are really like strong suits that you have always had? What are things that you excel at, both in your business and probably outside of your business in your day-to-day life? Are you like an uber organized person? Are you really, really good at connecting to people one-on-one? Do people in your normal life come to you for advice on things? Like, that is one example of something that is like outside of your business, but it's probably something that like naturally you apply to your business and the way that you run things in your business. So really think through, what are these traits? What are you good at? How can you tailor your business to really like amplify these strengths and be something that helps set you apart in a really saturated market? So tip number 3 is to schedule in time every single week to grow your business. Now, I know that this is really daunting, and I am a photographer, so I understand we have very, very busy seasons. Like, the spring is always crazy, the fall is always super, super crazy, and we're like running around doing 1,000,001 shoots and weddings and all the things. I understand that it can be very easy to kind of just run your business as like client to client, like you're trying to get through all the photos and edit them and turn them around for each client individually. I think that no matter where you are in your business, whether you've started or you've been in it for a really long time, I think it is so, so crucial to growing your business to set aside time every single week where it's like dedicated time, nothing comes in the way. Like, if you have a client project, you're going to work really hard around this one time in your like weekly schedule where you are only going to be working on your business. Essentially, I like to try to think of it as like my business is also a client and needs some love and attention and some time every single week to work on it. I have seen this be really, really helpful in growing my own personal business, and it's just the idea that you want to work on your business rather than constantly in your business. I think having this time carved out, one, allows you to work on things that are going to kind of like push the needle forward, help grow your business, help you make you more money down the road, but are things that you need to spend some time on to get kind of like up and running. So some really good things to do during this time would be, one, making sure that your website is solid. Your website is working for you while you are sleeping and is one of the first touch points that your clients are going to come in contact with as they start the experience with you. So one, like making sure you have a really solid website. Two, I would say really making sure that you have a very consistent and really strong client experience. Most likely, one of your top referral sources is going to be past clients and word of mouth. Word of mouth is always like the strongest source of referral. I've seen it for me in my personal business, and honestly, like if somebody is coming to you because somebody else trusts you, that person is a lot more likely to book with you. So I think making sure you have your client experience down really, really pat, like that means you have honed in on your skill, you have a consistent photography editing style, you are communicating really, really well with your clients, making sure that their questions are answered before they even have to come with you. They feel really well taken care of throughout the entire process, and you have like a good line of communication. Essentially, you're just building up that trust with your client and making sure that you are delivering everything on time or going above and beyond, just doing little things throughout their entire experience for them at the end of it to be like, wow, that was well worth my investment with her. She went just beyond just taking our photos. Like, she really took really good care of us. That's going to bring you more clients in the future, and I think like it's a very critical part to focus on. So carving out some time every single week, this can be to work on your website, to work on client experience, to work on setting up a style shoot if you need some more portfolio work. You can take that time and really run with it in a way to do whatever is going to help grow your business in the future. I definitely recommend working on specific mini projects during this time that are going to help you move forward. So don't get caught up in like perfecting something over and over and over again. You want to make sure that if you're carving out this time every single week, you want to use it really wisely and make some progress towards those goals. Make some progress towards that 1 year or that 3-year vision that you have for yourself. And the last thing is, for stepping into a CEO mindset, is learning how to automate things within your business, learning how to systemize things so that you can automate them, and eventually, as you start to grow your business, learning how to let go and learning how to delegate. This one is huge, and it is so, so hard to do. There's a lot of fear around delegating tasks and being like, well, I don't know if somebody else is going to be able to do this the same way that I do this. If you have a system in place, it makes it really easy for you to kind of train somebody else how to do some of those tasks that are really small or repetitive or taking up a lot of your time. I think that like the last step is really looking at your time, looking at your tasks, looking at everything in your business as like, what is something that I absolutely have to be doing, or what is something that I can pass on to somebody else. They can take care of it, and I can work on really like bigger projects, bigger things within my business that are going to help grow it down the road. I find that when you start delegating these tasks, you find how much time you have freed up, and you can really use that time in order to make more money, and it kind of helps pay for like a VA if they're helping you with your tasks. Another really good way that I've found that like signals to me that I need to delegate something is if I find my weekly time to work on my business is being like encroached on. That's a weird word. If it's getting like taken over by other smaller tasks, whether they're client related or like business admin related, that's a really good signal to me that I probably need to delegate some things and get them off my plate so that I can protect that time every single week to work to grow my business. So hopefully these 4 tips on stepping into the role of CEO have been really helpful for you. If you have any questions, please pop them down in the comments below, and be sure to hit subscribe so that you get notified every single time there's a new video. If you guys aren't already following me on Instagram, you can see me go through more of these steps in real time and like in real life at Manali Santake. So catch you at the next video.